Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom and peace be upon you. I wanted to discuss higher learning, higher educational learning. I got this secret program that's actually going on where kids are actually becoming professors and teachers and things like that. Now, as much as they hate doing it, this can actually help them out. Realize that there are leaders and groups within the school that actually have good academic grades, and that a lot of people within the academic school want to do a lot of things like be federal agents, be COs, and things like that. So we're developing a system where these highly educated individuals or students are capable of creating formulas and patterns of learning, so that way they can teach this to the other students, which make learning for them easy, such as the 9 times tables. There's hacks and everything like that for things like that. We we would like to have the bully plan thrown away with. We would like the bullies to actually be the security of the school, hall monitors, and things like that, so that way we could put them in a position of power for themselves, but they can do it for the right reasons. If they have a problem with bullying children, then put them in a position where they can bully adults, such as cross leaders, cross street leaders, or things like that, so that way, an adult tries to cross on a red light, hey, yo, what are you doing? Since they want to voice themselves and push that to the limit. Shout out Rick Ross. Then at least they'll be able to do it to an adult who understands, because the first thing that adult is going to do is see the position of power that he has in the authoritative uniform that he's wearing. He's going to sit there and be like, well, I can't come at him. But it'll teach the bully problem solving at an adult level, which is good. We're creating what's called vocational educational learning within middle schools. Designers, woodworking, and things like that. The traditional way of teaching math is out the window. We're no longer going to be doing, or at least in what I believe my school is it's actually a project that I'm going with. Where we at? 3 minutes. All right. We're going to be teaching kids addition and things like that through the things they like. You like a ruler? Ruler has numbers. We could do that. You like letters? We can teach you how to do math with letters. Simple math. A plus B. If A is 1 and B is 2, then A plus B equals whatever 3 is, which is C. So that way when they get into their craft working, that's a very beautiful image. When they go into their craft workshops, they'll be able to be familiar with the numbers that they have in the craft, that they already have it, instead of giving them just the basics and later on taking them to college so that way they can learn their crafts. Shout out Nicki Minaj. What else? I mean, it's supposed to be something really, really decent. We came up with shortcuts where children can actually drop out at 16 years old, take the GD at 16, go back to school, and trade in that GED for their last credit, skipping a grade in education, so that way they can go into college faster, a year later. So imagine translating that into some of the things that I'm doing with these schools. Not only do they get an education, a college education at a middle, high school, and elementary level, But now taking it to college, because nobody wants to go to school every day. If the concept of school is to reduce the time or the learning time that we have in school, then why don't we sit there and reduce it at an extreme level where they're actually young and things like that? Shout out to Satanists, because a lot of the Satanists came over to this side and actually realized that God was capable of teaching Satan. And that Satan was capable of learning, and Satan was capable of teaching God, and so on. So, I mean, I don't go into religious political debates, but that's beyond my comprehension. This is supposed to be the new way of living. Small community places, small schools with faster education, simple basic educations. So that way we can have our children go in with what's called college basic education into an advanced theory. Instead of schools handing out papers, everything should be by lectures. Simple basic patterns that's on the board that will allow you to sit there and look at it and say, okay, this is actually the work, this is what's going on, this is what he's teaching, and so on and so forth. Create a system such as the portfolio tool for children at elementary school or middle school, so that way they can get used to the things that they actually like or want. Somebody wants to be a police officer, then educate them on police ethics or ethnics, so that way they'll be able to have that learning. Now, this vocational learning way of life will be able to have a simple person learn things such as police ethics, the entrepreneurship of being a waitress or a waiter, the cloth crafting mastership of being a tailor. I mean, schools is changing, everything's is changing. I'm just taking a part of it. Shout out to the little guy. I'm just taking a part of it. And little guys can actually get really hot girls. I'm just saying, even for pretend. But that's what school did to me. So I'm gonna see what else I could come up with. I'm sorry, I've just been going through so many things. I've been dealing with murderers, rapists, pedophiles, and so many different people. I'm talking about, like, I've been trying to teach so many different things, and it's actually starting to affect the way that I teach other people. So I'm gonna have to categorize this and subcategorize this as different topics, so that way you guys can see what I'm dealing with. And it all starts with just a simple basic education of therapy, psychology, social psychology, mathematics, reading, history, and things like that, that allowed me to be able to open my mind up into the way that I'm teaching for free, by the way. So if you ever want to talk to me or anything like that, just send me a message or send me a direct message and a topic, and we'll see what happens. Love you guys a lot. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom and peace be upon you. And remember, see if I can get this right. Are you for real? Of course I am. You can feel me.